Good morning. Welcome back, if you've been here before, obviously. So I came and did this walk a few weeks ago, and I did it as a live stream. It wasn't until I got back I realised from a little bit further up here that the actual data wasn't very good, so it was very, very fizzy. I don't think we did it justice, so I've come back with the Osmo Pocket 3. We're going to do it in 4K 60. It's absolutely stunning round here. It was the first time I'd ever walked up here. I think it's about a 5-mile walk if you go do it all. We'll see how we get on, see what sort of energy levels I've got when I get to where I got to before. Seems a bit weird because the public footpath goes straight across a farmer's field, and I thought that seems a bit strange. But I suppose back in the day, when they were initially there, probably the farmer's fields were half the size. So that's maybe why, I don't know. This is what we're following, public footpath. Please keep to the path. Lincolnshire County Council. I say it seems weird. But that path goes straight away through that field. When we was here a couple of weeks ago, this was only half the size. This, I presume it's gone. Lived in a farming area all my life, and I can't tell you which is which. Somebody probably will. There's a little bit of breeze. But it's really warm today. They're in the middle of the day. It's going to get up to 24. Just going to have a steady walk today. Today's is Monday, the 12th of May, 2025. But the way the videos get uploaded, it'll probably be a week and a half before it actually gets up there. Originally, when I started the channel, I was going to do 2 a week, but that takes some filming. You need to find a new walk every time you go, twice a week. You can't be in 5 places at once, can you? So if you're not from the UK, and you're in certain dry sort of climates, you've probably not seen this sort of level of greenery. When you get to May and June in the UK, this is what you get. It's absolutely beautiful. I've spent a lot of money going to other countries, but it's the first thing you notice on the way back from the airport is how green this country is. Let's take that one round again so you get another look in silence. So we're making a special point to keep into the bald bit in the middle. When you come from a farming community, you realise just how difficult it is to make a living if you're a farmer. I think the thing Clarkson's Farm has done a lot for the UK farmers to make people aware. Just because you see a guy in a Range Rover don't mean he's actually got loads of money, and it's very, very, I think every year it's very cutting edge. You've got, is that the word now? On a knife edge? I think that's probably the better way of doing it. It's on a knife edge. You only need a bad year, too much rain, not enough rain, and profits just disappear completely. Whatever your opinion on the new government, I'll keep mine to myself because you can alienate half your audience. But if the farmers aren't doing anything, then the country doesn't do anything. And thinking, well, we'll just buy it in from abroad, when you see these hundreds and hundreds of years of farming heritage in the UK, you might be surprised. They're going about the carbon footprint and then go and fetch a aeroplane load of stuff from abroad. You know what I mean? Crazy. You've got to stick the lid on the top of a plastic bottle. So you're going to need to look at the bigger picture. When I did a live stream the other week, a guy from America commented and he said this particular area looked like the home screen when you booted up your computer. These trees are fabulous, aren't they? And you can see, I don't know if you can see it over there, but that's how far we are away now. I live just over there. Just behind all that, really. When I first moved there, none of those buildings were there. There was very few on that industrial estate over there. But now, obviously, it creeps along, doesn't it? That land was very wet. They drained it all off and built on it. That just shows you the way we've come. Beautiful bluebells there. It's a beautiful day. I've got my shorts on, t-shirt. I'll get home and we're bitten to death. It's getting to that time of year now when you walk under a tree you realise how cooler it is. It's beautiful just here. I was going to do it last week but the weather was awful and it really would have spoiled the video. Obviously we're keeping to the public footpath, following the signs. It just happens to mean straight across that field. So it just seems a bit weird, doesn't it? But if you look at the size of the field, probably many moons ago, this was 3 or 4 fields. And this was then had been down the edge of it. Obviously he's used it for his tram line, so you just walk down the tram lines, can't you? I was talking to a family the other week and they said they hadn't had any proper rain. And when you start to look, obviously the UK is a very wet place anyway. But look at the cracks in that soil. And this stuff needs water to grow. I mean, we're not going to get into a drought anytime soon, but it'll probably rain all of June and then completely ruin everything. So look at the cracks in that soil. Then they end up irrigated and it costs them a fortune. All because nature decided they didn't need it. Nature's not got a family to feed, has it, really? There's a big field of oilseed rape up here. And since I stopped smoking in 2016, I suffer with terrible hay fever. So I'm going to suffer for my art today, probably. So that, you know, if it's the first time you've seen one of my videos, that must be worth a subscription, wouldn't it, really? See if that one's a bit wider. Me and my big shovel feet are getting stuck in the ruts. Can't believe it, earlier I had a bit of an old man moment. I've actually got 2 pairs of trainers and I put one of each on. I had a bit of a look down, I thought something not right here. I noticed when I stood up, because I wear these on purpose because they're built up at the back because I've got really flat feet. So I'd have been flopping about when I'd got one flat one and one tall one on. Obviously this video is 4K 60 frames per second, so optimised. If you've got a 4K telly, you ain't got to watch it on a phone. You should be able to see everything a lot better if you actually put it on your television. That's not rapeseed, it's just flowers. Again, keeping to the signs. These woods, they take the breeze away. Even when I walked up here the other week, it was really warm here. And today is no exception. Private wood to keep out. Illegal shooting in there. It's always important to remember that respect other people's property, isn't it, really? I think sometimes people think, oh well, it's only a wood. But it's not your wood, is it? If you got up in the morning and somebody was sat on your patio, you'd be right miffed. So don't go walk around their wood. I suppose they're just like anybody else. If you got in touch with them and asked them, say, would you mind if I walk through your wood? They could get a chance to say yes or no. This is beautiful, isn't it, really? It's absolutely gorgeous. When I first started doing these walks, as I was walking about, but got on anywhere where it was rough ground, ugh. To get up next morning, I could hardly walk. Everything's freed off now. That breeze is gorgeous. Look at this. Again, all the soil is very, very dry, cracked on the top. I'll probably pick the right time to come as well. If it much later in the day, it'd be too warm. I don't know what that was. I'm not gonna look. There'll be deer in that wood. I'm guessing anyway. Oh, this tree's gone over that. It's birch, that. Beautiful poppy out there on its own. Obviously there's some more here what's just about to come out, but just that fully exposed one. Look at that. where we've just come through, just there. Back round again so you can have another look. Nice and slow. Was that thing with dandelions when you used to blow that those flowers off the top when you was a kid, thinking you was in love with somebody? Let's put these down. I'm dripping a bit. It's warm, beautiful, gorgeous day. That breeze is really helping though, because it is quite, you know, if that breeze wasn't there it would really be warm. I think it was 25 yesterday. I was up in Birmingham for the weekend and it was warm up there as well. Went up to see some friends at an expo for the other thing I do on YouTube. The cracking time as well. It's the first one I've ever been to and never touched a drop of alcohol. Common nettle, the common thistle, both together that makes gangster, doesn't it, really? That's not the path, so I'm not going to go through there, but that would be a lovely walk through there. Come round into the trees with the light going through them. The one thing about this camera with the 60 frames per second, it picks up every single image. Makes it look like it's real, doesn't it? If you've got a 4K television, why not have a look at it on there if you've been watching it on the phone? Get the full depth of it. Has anybody ever tried a nettle wine? Something just moved in there. We've never seen a lot of wildlife, but wildlife's usually pretty shy, isn't it? Especially like deer. We got a couple of deers once as I walked down the riverbank. That was early on in the channel, but they made sure I was well away before they bolted, so it was just an image that I had to sort of, well, make 10 times bigger than it should be, so that it were quite blurry. Just saw the back end of them bobbing up and down. Come round now. Look at these waters, isn't they gorgeous? It's like a picture postcard. I think this is when people come to England, this is what they expect to see. In some places, nothing can be further from the truth. One thing when you live in an area like this, so I've just been in Birmingham for the weekend, stayed in a hotel right next to the NEC, and there's just no peace. You never get a chance to just relax. There's always another car coming. Get to a junction, there's 20 people waiting, there's traffic lights and roundabouts. Oh no, I'm getting wrong age group for that malarkey. Over there It's gorgeous. It's just a country road just up there. You'll probably hear the car coming past. That's the road between Gainsborough and Willingham and Upton and Willingham by Stow and that way. Makes you feel a bit awkward really. You're out on a country walk and there's only you here, and then you're like a teenage young woman walks past. I'm a granddad 4 times over. The last thing I want to do is scare her. So I don't know whether it's just in my head. So what I did, I give her a nice wide gap and just put my hand up and wave to her. I don't know what, I mean, you think they must feel vulnerable, don't they? When you're a young person and you're walking down the thing and there's a big old bloke walking towards you and there's nobody about for miles. I don't know. Answers in the comments if you're a young woman. What would you... Oh, she's probably a black belt jiu-jitsu. She'd have kicked my ass anyway. So we're just walking back now down the side of this wood with no breeze. It's about 9 million degrees. I'll tell you what, I walked out down here in August in the middle of the day. God, it is seriously warm down here without that breeze. Beautiful. I'm starting to leak. There's perspiration running out of me. There is a bit more to that walk, but I think we'll have to save that for 2 because I don't want to bung people up with a full hour. So 253 subscribers, which is quite amazing. That was at the point when I was recording this, obviously. Started off as a bit of a walk round, and uploaded it to YouTube to motivate me to get up and go and have a walk. And people watch it, which to me is absolutely amazing. I hope it motivates other people to, if you've been struggling with your weight or other habits that you may have, it sort of releases natural endorphins that you were probably looking for before anyway. Did anybody duck them just before we hit that leaf? I was watching a video of a guy and he was flying a drone through a wood. was watching it on the computer screen, dipping my head either way as he was just about to hit, thinking he was going to hit the branches. It's fabulous. Back down to these beautiful flowers. How gorgeous. See them there? I don't know if you could pick up on the camera. We call them gnats and midges, and they're all from the mosquito family, and they're very bloody itchy. Butterflies. I don't know if you can see them. I never know sometimes when I get to the editing software whether you can see them, because the viewfinder on this camera isn't that well, you can see it, but it's like a phone screen, and when the sun's pointing on it, it's difficult to see what you can see. But sometimes it gives you some really nice surprises. There's a farm over there. That's a private road up to there, so if you do this walk, you have to turn left as you get up the farm lane, and it brings you up to the right of way, public right of way. There is a sign anyway. I was going to walk up to the farm. They might not have bothered me. I've been picking up there. I picked up all the kids when they were younger. In the cab. Actually, I'm not in the cab, so they might have done. Might come out and tell me to go away. As I said before, it must be really annoying when people don't stick to the path and they wander around on your property. When you could trample down that cornfield there and damage 20 quid's worth of crop. Just because you can't do as you're told. Or do as you're asked, should I say. If you watch Clarkson's farm, there's your tram lines. So he runs down to get the spray on, so they know where it's going. I think a lot of it's done by GPS now, though, to be honest. When I was a lad with my grey Fergie, didn't even have a cab, they had GPS. That is about 45 years ago. That tree, it's beautiful. Stood there all majestic and shapely. That breeze is gorgeous. Just blowing from behind now, it's lovely. I'm at the point now where I've got sweat in my eyes. And it burns. So obviously they leave that. So when they come and spray and stuff like that, they're not damaging crop. That's if they do still spray. I'm pleased we got back out of that wooded area just there, the side of that wood. That was like an oven. Look at those trees in the breeze. Beautiful. I'm a bit of a sweaty mess, but you can look at me anyway. Let's come round for a second. So you can now see those, that's an industrial estate over there, that's Eastbourne Road South Industrial Estate. Most of that wasn't there when I moved there, but I've been there 30 odd years. I think when they built, I'll show you in a minute. This ground is really hard. That building there, that was the one that when they built that. That was the last bit of greenery I could see out my. If I went upstairs in the bedroom, you could look out and you could actually see fields. But when they built that, that was the last thing. That covered it in. So actually, I can't now. Sad thing is, you don't pay for your view. There's nothing you can do about it. There's a perfectly good tree stump here. And you know what tree stumps need, don't you? Sitting on. All I need is a fishing rod and a pond. I'll give you that view again from here. And all the way back round. I showed you all sorts of fancy ways on the tutorials of how to do this. But I've found if you leave the camera where it's supposed to be and just swing it round, it's flawless. It's like an owl view. And all the way back. Beautiful. So that brings this video to an end. 253 subscribers at the time I filmed this. We lose one, gain 10, lose 5, gain another one. That's the way it seems to work with these. It always work the same with YouTube. People think they like you for a start and realise it's not really for you. But I said a comment last week saying I was looking forward to this video, which to me was absolutely tremendous because it was one. This channel was what I started just to get me out and about and get some exercise, get a bit of weight off, try and get my blood pressure down naturally as well as the medication. So the fact that somebody was actually looking forward to watching a video was, it's a good feeling, isn't it, really? Well, it was for me. I really enjoy doing it, to be honest. I'm about 2.5 stone lighter than I was as well. Obviously that's not just for walking, that's completely alcohol free. So I'll give myself a bit of a chance for that as well. Anyway, if first time you've ever seen it, why not just, if you've enjoyed it, should I say, and it's the first time you've seen this channel, why not give us a subscribe and pop back in. I'm really interested in your comments. I try and, well I do, because I don't get that many, do I? I reply to every single one, personally, because there's only me. And hopefully I will do. I'll carry on doing that. Because I think if somebody can be bothered to write to you, then why not write back? But anyway, that's that. Thank you very much for watching, and if you give us a thumbs up, it'd be brilliant.